As you rest wherever you are right at this moment, perhaps you can notice how certain sounds around you seem to come and go. And as they do, some part of you can begin to explore the gentle sounds within. And just imagine, just for a moment, that you're standing at the edge of a wide open orchard. It's dusk, and the last light brushes through the leaves above. And you might just sense a quiet invitation to just let go. You can just let go of what you don't need to carry at this moment and find a gentler, more curious sense within. And as you step softly into this orchard, you might notice how every tree has a slightly different scent. There's a subtlety within the air, and the way that each step beneath these branches draws you deeper into the landscape. You know, there's a wonderful thing about orchards. Each fruit here ripens in its own time. It's never forced. It just responds patiently to the sun and the rain. And as you notice the feel of the cool earth beneath you, and maybe the distant birdsong fading into silence, you can allow your mind to wander further inside, exploring this inner world at your own natural pace. As you wander through this orchard within your mind, you can notice that certain trees are weighed down with fruit, so much so that their branches bend. And you can realize that in nature, too much of even a good thing can be a burden rather than a blessing. And yet the trees just are. They offer and they let go. And in their time, the fruit that's not needed falls gently to feed the roots below. And I remember a friend from childhood, someone who wandered into an orchard and, driven by the urge to gather every single fruit, fearing that if even one was left behind it might be lost, they filled their arms so full they could barely move. Each step became heavier, slower and more difficult. It was then that, pausing beneath a tree, they saw an old friend resting nearby. The friend looked at them with bright, wise eyes, as if to say, there's more to be gained from knowing when enough is enough. And you know, sometimes we collect possessions, feelings, even thoughts, carrying so much simply because we can, or because we wonder if we might need it later. But you can imagine how right now your hands begin to feel lighter, as if the very idea of needing more just quietly slips away. And if you look closely at the trees within this orchard, you notice that they never seem to be afraid of running out. They simply allow, they give and receive, trusting in the rhythm of the seasons. And just consider, just for a moment, what lies beneath greed, a wish for security, or the hope of peace and calm. And yet, if you notice a growing sense of enoughness inside, perhaps a part of you can understand deeply that fulfilment comes not from clinging, but from flowing with what is given and then released. And you might even begin to discover that as you loosen your grip, more space opens up within you for joy, creativity, and connection. A richness that doesn't depend on keeping everything for yourself. And as you continue to walk through this orchard, noticing how the heaviness of carrying too much can transform into a newfound lightness, you can learn to appreciate what truly matters. It's as if the orchard itself wants to teach you. Letting go brings its own kind of abundance. And you might find yourself breathing more freely, allowing what no longer serves you to gently fall away, much like the fruit that nourishes the earth, ready for new growth. And perhaps you're realizing right now that in your own quiet way, you can trust in your ability to have enough. It's a natural part of you, always ready to grow whenever you remember to notice it. And as this peaceful sense ripples through you, you can feel deeply supported by your own choices, knowing that you can choose what you gather and also when to rest, appreciate and release. These learnings plant themselves quietly, ready to grow over time, waiting for just the right moment to blossom in your day-to-day life. Now, as the light in this orchard within your mind shifts subtly, you can begin to find your awareness returning, gradually noticing the surfaces where your body rests, the rhythm of your breath and the subtle shapes and colours around you. As you breathe in, perhaps feeling a bit more refreshed, you can choose to bring this new sense of sufficiency back with you, knowing you can always tap into it again, gently reawakening every part of you to the present movement, smoothly and easily. And in the coming days, you may notice opportunities to feel satisfied and to find yourself letting go of excess naturally, trusting that you already have enough. And small things can remind you of this orchard, and each time you sense that gentle balance, it becomes easier to nourish what matters most. Thank you for joining me today. You've done a great thing for yourself by taking the time to nurture your mind. If you've found this experience helpful, you can revisit it whenever you like. And until next time, goodbye and good mental health.